You're standing on the edge of a life that hasn't started yet, haunted by the feeling that if you finally commit to one career, one partner, or one path, the real you will die. In psychology, we call this the Puer Aeternus, the eternal boy. And it is the hidden reason why so many brilliant, creative people feel like they are faking adulthood or waiting for their real life to begin. This isn't just about being a Peter Pan or being irresponsible. It's a sophisticated, often painful state of being called the Provisional Life. It's the habit of living as if everything you're doing is just a rehearsal, a temporary stop on the way to a greatness you haven't quite defined yet. The puer is often the most magnetic person in the room. Idealistic, spiritually alert, and intensely alive to the beauty of what could be. But his tragedy is that he loves potential more than incarnation. He wants the open sky of the infinite, but he's terrified of the gravity required to build a life on Earth. Every choice feels like a funeral for all the other lives he could have lived. If he chooses to be a writer, he kills the musician. If he chooses to be a husband, he kills the wanderer. Because of this, commitment begins to feel like entrapment rather than depth, leading to what Jungian analyst Marie-Louise von Franz called a psychological homesickness for the paradise of childhood, a state where life remains magically unfinalized and full of promise. This resistance to reality often manifests as a deep-seated allergy to the ordinary. Stable work feels deadening. Routine feels like spiritual suffocation. The puer wants intensity without the burden, love without the grounding, and identity without the long, boring apprenticeship. But the archetype isn't a villain. It's a guardian of freshness. The same energy that resists adulthood also resists the mechanical, cynical existence that kills the human soul. The danger only arrives when this youthful fire is never disciplined. Without the weight of reality, imagination eventually turns into avoidance. Freedom turns into drift. And the dream state becomes a prison of incapacity. At its core, the struggle of the Puer Aeternus is a fear of becoming real. To truly grow up is to accept the grief of limitation. To understand that a real life must be chosen, and every choice excludes 1,000 fantasies. The way forward isn't to kill that inner youth, but to ground it. It's about learning that repetition and limits aren't the enemies of freedom, but the very things that turn vague potential into character. When you finally surrender the illusion that life can remain consequence-free, you don't become a deadened adult. You become something much more powerful. A person whose youthful energy has finally found a form, turning an escape from life into a renewing force within it. If this video gave language to something you have been feeling but could not quite explain, subscribe to the channel, because this is where we break down the hidden psychology behind modern life, attention, behavior, and the systems shaping the way we think.